Someone in your chat brought up social media scrolling.
Yeah.
And I think social media has been one of the worst things that's happened. One of the worst and also one of the best in certain aspects, but I feel like just general day-to-day social media is horrible for the general population.
Bro,
Right?
dude,
everything has
I
just now
felt that
turned into a
today, man.
competition of like
Yes.
this person appears to be doing better than me, so I have to now appear like I'm doing better than them, even if that original person is just like struggling and trying to make it seem like they're fine.
Yeah. They're just trying to live day to day.
And that's kind of why I try to stay off of it. I try to just like limit my scrolling. Is it like if I find myself, I'm like, why am I on Facebook?
Yeah.
Why am I on Instagram?
Yeah, man.
And I just shut it off
I had
immediately.
the same thing. So with Facebook, I had the same thought. That's really awesome. Whoever said that, the same thought today with Reddit. I was like, I just roll through there and I just keep seeing sad things, and like naturally, I am a very happy person, but like I get really sad and I feel for like people. Like that is my main thing. I really just like feel hard for people. So like when I'm just filling my life with sad shit, that starts to affect me.
Yeah, it starts to weigh on you.
Myself. Yeah, 100%.
And that's
And it's like, dude, I honestly, when it was like probably 4 years ago. No, I'm honestly actually longer than that. It's like probably like 7 years ago. I used to live in a different town, and I didn't have I had no social media at all. I just didn't want it because I felt the same things I did, and honestly, I felt really good about myself with no social media because, like I said, most of your like Facebook stuff and like your social media content are like not even friends. They're just people you knew, like maybe from high school and shit like that. They have nothing to do with
could
your
be
life.
somebody you
You're
just met.
basically following. Yeah, you're basically just like living or seeing their life, and you don't even talk to them.
Yep.
You're living like a fly on the wall.
It's almost like it's like a social media is like a form of like self-abuse or like like self-torture. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like if I'm not on my phone today and I don't see like when like DMX passed away on Friday.
Yeah.
Yep.
So like
A-Rod bought the fucking Timberwolves, yeah. All this shit. Yep.
So I just completely stayed off of social media and like Facebook and Instagram and all those places purposely because I knew it was just going to be a whole bunch of like DMX stuff and I just didn't want to deal with it, right? So I was just like purposely just took myself away from it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So like I feel like the same thing with on like a normal daily basis, dude. If we just took away social media, how much better we would feel. Do you know what I mean? Because when we look at stuff like that, dude, we are basically making ourselves feel sad, dude. Like we are the ones initiating those emotions coming to us because we're scrolling through something we know for a fact is making us crazy.
That will activate you your sadness. Bro, I'm so glad that you said that, man. I've felt that. I'm so glad you said it because I haven't felt more than what you said. Like literally, that's blows my mind, dude.
But yeah, it's a form of self-abuse in a way, dude. Like
like literally, I found myself.
Do you know when I wasn't happy?
Laughing when I'm crying. Like you know what I mean? Like you just feel really bad for something, and like like just it comes out of nowhere, and I'll just laugh, cry real quick. You know.
Another thing about social media is like it's you're almost going bipolar while you're scrolling. Does that make sense? Because something will just make you fucking laugh. You'll be like ha 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 ha, and then you go down one fucking thumb scroll, and then it'll be something to make you super sad. You're just going through all these constant emotions, up, down, up, down, up, down. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All while you're scrolling.
Bro. I didn't even think about it that way. That's amazing. Amazing point.
And just think about what that's doing to your brain. Because I think about what I was when I didn't care about like fucking Facebook or social media or like when we didn't have shit like this, like the phone, dude. I remember the phones, dude. Just to get on Facebook, like a flip phone, dude. Just to get on Facebook, it took like 8 years. So you just like didn't do it. You know what I mean? Like a fucking Motorola Razr or whatever.
Yes, sir.
So like,
Sir.
I just think about how much better life was during that time, and I'm just thinking about how it's going to affect and maybe slowly poison. Because, dude, one thing I like to fucking watch is the kids growing up during this era. Do you know what I mean? Like, I secretly kind of like study them, like on TikTok or on fucking Instagram. I like to fucking be like, what do they
They're
think is
crazy.
cool?
They're
Yeah, and
crazy
they're
out
also
there, bro.
crazy. Yes, you're right. They also are crazy.
TikTok has made these motherfuckers crazy.
But like,
They're
I'm-
like out here like thinking like they're I don't know. They're like out here insane. Most of them. I don't know.
I no, that's what I'm curious to see how they develop and how they grow up.
Really? Oh
Because
my
they're
God.
almost like guinea pigs, if you think about it, dude. They're
Yeah.
like the first generation.
Oh,
They're the first generation to. We were the generation before cell phones. Like cell phones weren't really popping when we were born. You know what I mean? And we
Right,
grew
right.
up, and also video games, dude. Like to play. Do you play video games for a little bit and then you'd be outside most of the time? Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like we had like, and the internet.
I was only allowed 30 minutes of video games a day, and then I was forced outside. So that's what it was.
And then the
I was
internet,
forced.
we had dial up, right?
Yep.
Boop, 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 boop. You know what I mean? Fucking have to fucking.
Nobody's allowed on the phone.
Exactly, dude. So like getting on the internet was like a fucking chore. So sometimes you just didn't do it. Whatever. We weren't thinking about these things, dude. But these kids are like the first generation who have all of this stuff: video games, internet, cell phones. Like I said before, they're the guinea pig, and I'm just curious, and I'm watching as they grow
They're-
older how
they
they're
are
going to
too-
develop into human beings. Does that make sense?
They are 2 years old and have a tablet. And
Yeah.
are playing like fucking games.
That scares me.
Dude, I'm telling you right now, I see some of them because I get to work with some of them,
Yeah.
and it's a little scary. They're very obsessed with TikTok and very obsessed about appearance and the way they look.
Dude,
It's all about social following, honestly, man.
they have.
It's crazy. It's very, very different, honestly. Obviously,
I feel like they have to have a facade.
because times change. But like,
Do you know what I mean when I say that? I feel like they have to. They
when you
have
say
to.
a facade, like an ego death.
They have to have like a fake version of them. Does that make sense? Like they're
Yes.
like,
Yeah,
you know what it
that's
is?
right.
Yeah. You said that right.
It's like what's the fucking show that I was just watching? His Dark Materials, where everyone has a demon, right? You know what I'm talking about with that
No,
show.
I haven't seen it. But I mean, from what you said,
So like they have a part of their personality is like in an animal, essentially, right? And that's their demon, and their demon's always with them.
bro.
Like they're
what was that?
together for life. So that's like how I'm saying with, I feel like kids nowadays have to have a fake version of them that is also
Yes.
attached to the real version of them.
I
Always.
feel like that's. I don't even feel like that's kids. I feel like that's everybody.
Well, I feel like an adult, you can make the decision where you're like, dude, I don't want to participate in this, and just have no social media, no nothing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like
Yes.
we lived before it, so we can live without it, type of mentality, if that makes sense.
Oh, yes.
Where these kids are growing up now, and they are basically born into it.
Forced.
Yes.
You forced to have this is my ID card.
Yep.
My Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
my Instagram, my TikTok. The TikTok is the one that fucking is. I don't know.
I haven't download. I stay off of it. Don't download it.
I don't even
fucking-
download. I never have downloaded it, but it scares me. It honestly does. It's like I see like these like I literally get to see this like I think she's maybe 8 or 9, like doing just terrible things, like terrible videos. I'm like, there's no way she's gonna grow up and be like okay. You know what I mean?
But they're also getting rewarded for this. If you think about it too.
Well, but also no. Also, in the same time, she put out a video of her eating see how many hot Cheetos she could eat,
Ugh.
and she ate 3, and then she just got bullied at school. Like that's sad as shit.
Ugh.
Like you're getting bullied for your TikToks now. It's just a different way. It's now just social media bullying, where they don't got to do it to your face.
Yep.
Like, I couldn't even imagine.
So I feel like this kind of stems back to what we talked about earlier with, at least in my viewpoint, the negative aspects of social media. Because
Yeah.
I actually think of, if I think of myself, like 5 years ago, probably,
Yeah.
I think I was less confident then than when we were in high school, right? And I think part of it is just you start to grow up and you start to realize that maybe things you thought when you're younger, they don't work that way in the real world, and you start
Yep.
to kind of figure out everything. But I think part of it too is just driven from social media, because you have like this false life of trying to show everyone that like I'm doing good, right?
Mhm.
And this stems from a post on my social media, so it's kind of ironic that I'm saying that. But like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it had affected me in a way where, like, in college, I just saw all these other, like, even other classmates that were at different universities or stuff like
Mhm.
that. That was like, well, shit, did I make a wrong choice somewhere? Or like, why are they happier off than I am?
Yeah.
And I think as you start to, like you're doing, push yourself out of your comfort zone, you actually start to, your confidence in yourself grows exponentially, right? Because you
Yep.
do, like you said, you do one little task, even if it's nominal, but it's something that's out of your comfort zone. Now you're
Yep.
like, well, okay, if I can do that, I can do this.
Mhm.
And if I can accomplish that one, I can do this, because this is no problem, or this is so directly related that, it just kind of keeps growing.
It almost
So I think
becomes
that's-
like a drug. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're like,
Right?
feeling of being
I think it's a good
uncomfortable.
thing.
It's
Yeah,
just, it's dopamine, right?
Yep.
It is. It's completing a task.
Yep.
It's completing a task.
I think like one of the guys I really enjoy listening to, he has done TED Talks, but I just enjoy him on podcasts, is Jocko Willink.
Oh,
You know
Jocko.
who
Yeah, I
Jocko
know
is?
Jocko is. Yep.
And he talks, and a lot of guys from military talk about how they start their day by, you do nominal tasks. So making your bed, brushing
Yep.
your teeth, you do little tiny things to kickstart your day, because it just keeps growing.
It's funny
And
you
I
brought
think
that
that's
up.
100% true.
I 100%, and I feel that way, exactly the same way. Every time, like you do laundry, you
Mhm.
clean your room, you
Yep.
clean something. It's that instant
It's
what
It's instant
success-
gratification.
Yeah,
Gratification, yeah.
Thank you.
but it's a better form of instant gratification than social media, because social media doesn't.
No,
there's-
that's a teardown.
It doesn't
You're
change.
it's just comparing yourself to your other lives, or
Yeah.
others' lives, really.
Yeah, you know what? Social media is like that girlfriend that like just ignores you, but you love her
Yeah.
anyways. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I have kind of a good story on that too.
go ahead, dude.
What were you gonna say though, Jeff? 'Cause I feel like I cut you off when you were.
Oh, because I don't even remember anymore, dude. Like I had it, but it was all mixing in
Okay.
with. You were like
I
making
got
good
it.
points, so
I
I didn't
got it.
want to fucking stop you. Go ahead, though.
I got
Right.
it. So, I have, Facebook and whatnot, and I've had Facebook, my same Facebook, since high school,
Yep, same
or
here.
like since maybe like the 10th grade. Like it's probably so toxic. Probably should just make a new one. But I have this same person to where I've watched her, not literally, but have a child. Like watch this child grow up. I'm like, feel like a weird mosquito and a part of the family at this
Yeah.
point. Like I'm totally a part of your issues, and they're like subsequently like affecting me at the same time.
Yeah, dude.
No, like, and that's really what it is. It's like when I see your sadness, it affects me.
hmm
Like when I see sad videos, oh, I'm crying.
Yeah.
Like that's a big thing, and that's big on social media. Is like they're just grabbing feels. They're trying to grab your heart, in every different way. Either like the basketball one, get that fucking. You want to cry right now? Let's get one of those the army guys coming home.
Yep.
And then they know, and they see how long you look at those videos, and then they just boom, boom, formula, throw more in.
We
YouTube algorithm.
yeah, we've
Yeah, man.
gotten into an abusive relationship with social media, and we don't know how to get out, dude.
100%.
And you know what it is? You know what it is?
firm.
It's like it's basically when you're in that haze. You know what I mean? Like I feel like like an abusive relationship, you're just kind of in the haze. You don't know how to get out because you also feel comfortable. And I feel like that I hear a lot of like this is like a little too personal, but whatever, I'm gonna say it anyways. Like when I was growing up, my mom had taken us to live in a battered women's shelter, right? So you get to hear kind of these stories, you know? So like some people just don't know how to get out, and some people stay because they feel, well, I have a house, he provides food, this and that. I mean, it could be he or she. We're not gonna fucking just still a hypothetical, and I feel like we are in that place right now with technology and social media. Like a lot of people are trying to resist it and trying to get out of it, but we don't know how. We're like stuck because we're like, well, this is what everybody else is doing. You know what I mean? It's almost like a herd mentality.
Yeah.
And it's not good for... What was that? Oh, dude, you got a fucking follow. Thank you, bro. I was like, what does that sound?
I
was
kind of
like,
feel more of that.
yeah, but it's like you want to tear away, dude, but like you don't know how. Nobody knows how, and like I don't think anybody's really successfully done it because you won't hear about those people who have successfully done it because they're not on social media. And that's where we're getting all of our news and all of our information.
Right, dude.
You know?
You don't see the people who are affecting lives unless you see it on the mainstream.
Yep.
Like it's so sad.